Our rig is still in the shop. I had to send Scott back for the shopping bags. We are out of practice.
Out of practice on that.
But don't tell Scott I told you this. Well, hello. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, YouTube land.
We are out running a few errands. We're currently staying with my brother and his wife. We're basement dwellers right now. Our rig is still in the shop with Brinkley. It's been there 3 weeks, almost. It'll be the month on the 20th.
Yeah.
We just got a phone call from them today with all the work order, everything that they've so far repaired that needs to be repaired. And we'll go over that in this video. Just talk about some of the items. And I have complete faith that Brinkley's gonna take care of everything. We're still under warranty, so.
Yeah.
But we're out, we're gonna run to Walmart. We have to get a few things before we head back out to California for Scott's mom's funeral. And I want to pick up a thank you gift for my brother and sister-in-law for allowing us to freeload for the past...
Mooch docking without the docking.
Right. Yeah. We're just mooching. I mean, we have been buying groceries and stuff, but we're still using their water and their electricity and air conditioning and all that. So we're going to... head to Walmart first.
Yep.
Gotta pick up a few things there.
Good old Walmart.
And then we'll show you the sights of Little Elizabeth, Colorado. It's a little town in, it is southwest of Denver. Very rural farming, ranching community here in Colorado. So hang with us while we go shop. Take you on a tour of Elizabeth, and then we'll talk about our work order with Brinkley. To send Scott back for the shopping bags. We are out of practice.
Out of practice on that.
All right, this is what we're looking at for my brother and sister-in-law. We have one of these. Ours is a little bigger, but ours is too big for us, so. And it has all the functions ours has. It's just a slightly smaller size, so it's a pressure cooker. It's like a 10 different functions. So I don't know. I think we might get this. All right, as promised, we finished at Walmart. Met my brother and sister-in-law for dinner. Had some great Chinese food here in the little town of Elizabeth. And now we're gonna take it on a tour. So this is the one grocery store in Elizabeth, Safeway.
And Walmart.
Well, Walmart. There's Walmart here too. The gray skies, because we just had a storm move through. So Elizabeth is just almost directly west of Lyman, Colorado, if you're at all familiar with Lyman. It's kind of on the edge of Tornado Alley, close to Kansas. So we do get some, or they do get some bad weather out here. We do, since we've been here. All right, we had to make a quick stop while Scott's not in the truck. I'm going to just tell you a little story, but don't tell Scott I told you this. This drives me crazy. Tell me in the comments, does anybody else do this? When you pull up to a stop in a parking place, the first thing you do is unbuckle your seatbelt before you put the truck or the car in park? Drives me crazy. Don't tell Scott I told you. Sorry, we had to make a quick stop. We're back on the road for our little tour of the small town of Elizabeth, Colorado. So before we get into the town portion, we were very successful at Walmart. We found the gift for my brother and sister-in-law. We'll give them that tonight. They did not want to accept money. I tried to pay them for us staying there, and they would not take the money. So we bought them a gift that they probably would not normally buy for themselves. And we got, believe it or not, I found that outfit to wear to the funeral at Walmart. It's not an outfit I'll probably wear a lot, so I was okay getting it at Walmart. And
It's cute. I bet you wear it again.
yeah, well, the shirt definitely I will, but everybody's being asked to wear blue or purple. Those were her two favorite colors, and I didn't have anything in either of those colors. So Scott doesn't either. He says his tie is purplish and blue. I have to look at it. I think he should get a lavender colored shirt in honor of his mother. And then we got a few other things, just little things that we needed. And now we're heading into
Downtown Elizabeth.
Yep. All right, this is it. This is the town. We stayed here, well, this was the first place we stayed, our first campground, when we bought the rig a year ago.
Yep.
We picked it up, I don't know, the 20th, the 22nd, something like that. Must be like the 22nd. And my brother, Scott was working that day. It was a Saturday. So my brother towed it over to this campground. Really nice little campground. Very cute. So
We'll take a drive through it.
yeah. All right. This is Main Street. We've eaten at quite a few places here so far. I don't have any complaints about any of the food that we've eaten.
No, me either.
The Latin restaurant was delicious. This cute little place over here, Catalina's, really good food there. Jack's, we have not eaten at Jack's. Fox's Pizza, we've eaten there twice. The Chinese food, loved the Chinese food.
And that's the city of Elizabeth.
That's Elizabeth.
Did you blink?
And then Casey Jones Park. The little park here. Nope, it's the next one. And then this is Casey's RV Hideaway. So this was the RV park. $65 a night for full hookups. No rodeo traffic allowed. There's a dump station on site. We really enjoyed this little
I
campground.
like this campground.
Yeah. So the campground host is here. There's the dump station. We stayed in
This one here to the left.
this one right here. That site right there. Sites aren't too level. I mean, it wasn't crazy. We didn't have to go up on blocks or anything, but
We've been in worse.
yeah, we've been in much worse. So they all have picnic tables. I don't believe fires are allowed here, just because this is such a high danger fire area. There's a couple pull-through sites. They seem to get booked pretty quickly, but then it's got like guest parking spots too. There we go. And then you can see this would have been the place to be last weekend, because if you had parked, if you were camped here, there's the rodeo arena right there. So you could just walk over and watch the rodeo.
You would have been hearing it all day too. So.
Oh, and then the rain was, it wasn't just rain, it was storming. This is one of the pull-through sites, but I think we're too big for that.
Oh no.
That's a cool looking fifth wheel.
Yeah, cyclone.
And then there's a big picnic shelter right here. So we really enjoyed this park. But like I said, $65 a night, full hookups, maximum 2-week stay. And I think you can only do a total of 2 stays in a season, I think. I can't remember if this one had that restriction or not. But anyway, we were here for a little over a week, I believe. It was a nice little campground. We had no clue what we were doing yet.
No, we sure did not.
None at all. Finn thought we had lost our minds. Okay, so that is the tour of Elizabeth, Colorado. Oh, there's the sign there. So elizabethpr.com is how you book this if you're interested in booking a site in Elizabeth, Colorado. It is about an hour from Denver, depending on traffic.
Don't speed through here.
Do not speed through here.
State police, local police.
Yep.
They are all here in force.
Yep. But you're, what, 45 minutes from, maybe an hour from Colorado Springs, an hour from Denver, so you're kind of halfway in between. Welcome to Elizabeth. Okay, we are gonna head home. Hi.
Hi, guys.
We are back home. Yes, we're in bed.
We're in bed.
Well, we're sitting on the bed. Not our bed. My brother's bed. Well, not his bed. Their guest bedroom. Sitting in our sweatpants. Basically our pajamas.
Relaxing, chilling out, hanging out in the house.
We talked about setting up, an area to film in. I'm like, well, this is what we would do on a night when we're tired because we've been running all day. So let's just be us. And record right here on the bed. We're not actually in bed, but we're sitting on the bed.
Yeah.
So we gave the Ninja Foodie to
Yeah, they loved it.
brother and sister-in-law. They loved it. If you're not familiar with Ninja Foodie, it is an air fryer, a slow cooker, a pressure cooker, a dehydrator, a yogurt maker. It air fries, it bakes, it steams, it broils, slow cooks. It's one unit.
I love it in the rig.
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
We use it probably as much, if not more, than the stove and the oven.
Right.
So we were talking about it with my sister-in-law the other night, and she was very intrigued by it because, they have all those things. They have crock pots and they have a pressure cooker and they don't have an air fryer, and we use it for so much.
Use it all the time.
You can cook a full meal in it. So anyway, that was the gift we got them. Look it up. Ninja Food. All right, as promised, we're going to talk about all the things that we sent the Brinkley in for.
We had about 13 things, I think.
12. It was 12.
things?
Yeah. It's a long list, but a lot of the stuff that was on there is very small, minor cosmetic things. But we wanted them checked just to be sure.
Yeah.
Not necessarily fixed, but checked. We dropped the Brinkley off at Blue Compass on May 20th, I think it says. And because the list was so long, it took them a little while to get to everything, to get it in and really go through it, because we have a long list. So just going to go through some of the things here. This is a big one.
maybe I should start with the small things, but this is a big one. We've noticed almost since we got it, like our first trip out, we were green.
We didn't know anything.
Right. My brother towed it. They have a small travel trailer, and my brother towed it to the campground and helped set it up. And then we towed it from there to the next campsite. We've noticed it that the rear right jack is a little bent. We thought it was bent. It's just a little off. It's a little tilted. So we had them check that, and this was their finding. The jack itself is okay, but the frame is actually concave through the middle. It's not cracked, it's not broken, it's not bent. It's
pushed in.
Yeah, it's got like a dent in it, and the jack is mounted kind of halfway where that dent is, so it's causing the jack to be off a little bit. So we did ask. It is not jeopardizing the integrity of our frame,
right,
of the structure in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, it's not bent. It just has a little concave place in the middle.
It's not flexing.
Correct. It's not. It's solid. And I said, over time, is this going to cause issues? And they said no. We had them check the slides and everything. They did recommend that we clean and wax the slide seals, just because there was some creaking and stuff like that.
It sounded
they make
rough.
noises, but no further repair needed on that.
Right.
The front cap, we showed you guys that in the last video. The molding, it starts at the kingpin and goes up around, up the sides, and then across the top. And we were noticing what looked like some warping. It was coming up, loose, and we didn't know if there was separation or what.
Right.
So this was their findings. The molding, top to bottom, it was bubbled in a section at the very top, and when the outer cover was removed, there was no screw at the end, and that allowed it to pop it out. So there's no separation.
No.
Yay.
Right.
They removed the outer cover, made sure that the screws were there. They were tight. They added a screw at the end and in between the two top screws, and now that they've reinstalled it, it now lays flat.
That was that was our biggest fear initially when we put it in, that that front cap was starting to come loose. And that would not be good.
We also showed you on the side there's a small piece of molding on the bedroom slide that had come off.
Yep.
So they replaced that. The bedroom light. So over the bed, there's two lights.
On my side.
From the day we picked it up, that light just flops.
So
you can set it up as soon as we move, it flops over. So, and I love this comment. Remove base from wall, and it was kind of a pain in the rear to get it tightened and in the upright position, but they fixed it. So this is another one that caught us off guard. So we were getting the bearings packed, and Scott said, "Hey, can you check the brakes?" Because we've heard of other Brinkley owners.
The brake seals are failing. And so I wanted to make sure that our brake seals were fine.
Yep. So inspect bearing races and spindle for scoring, grooving, and heat damage. Inspect brake and magnet service. Okay, here was their findings. Right rear tire was showing excessive wear, and left side brake was missing the self adjuster, and the spring was broke. So correction, rear axle probably needs to be replaced. That's a big one.
No good.
When comparing the three tires to the right rear tire, they were all three of the tires were at 13/32, and the right rear tire was at 8/32. I have no idea what those numbers mean. Scott might know.
30 seconds. Fractions of an inch.
Had to replace the left side backing plate to repair braking system on the left side. So the brake is fixed. We had no idea that we had brake issues. And we absolutely had no idea that there was excessive wear on the right rear tire. We have noticed that tire, the TPMS, the numbers are a little bit different than on the other 3 tires, but it's not more than like 5 PSI.
Right.
It's not like if it was huge numbers, we would have,
And I visually inspect the tires every move, so and there wasn't anything that I really noticed.
But apparently, because of the excessive wear, the rear axle probably needs to be replaced. So, the kitchen sink stopper, the black paint's coming off.
Black paint, everybody has that.
They're just going to replace that. Living room speakers, we've had this issue. We did call Brinkley on it right away. They indicated that there was probably wires touching or something like that.
Yeah, there wasn't enough shielding between the wires, so it was creating feedback.
So the tech's inspection says both bunk room and front bedroom light switches affect the stereo background noise, especially in mid-dim mode. Then it is really loud, either or both being on. So either of those lights. Don't know what the repair for this is. Going to consult with Brinkley to figure that out. This is another known issue in a lot of the older the earlier models. So ours is a 2024, which I know you're like early 20. That's only a year old, but
our model's 3414 is our last VIN, and I think we're in the 7,000 now,
something like that. But anyway, they found that the caulking that they were using, if I remember correctly, it needed to be hit with a UV light in order to cure it, and it wasn't, so it's turning yellow. So he's seeking prior approval before the repair, because they're going to have to remove. When he inspected it, it's all, so Brinkley doesn't use moldings in the corners and up on the ceiling.
Right.
It's a clear caulk. Well, it was clear, and now it's turning yellow, so it's really noticeable. But it's throughout the entire rig. So they're seeking approval to remove all that caulk and then replace it. Again, it's a cosmetic thing.
Cosmetic. It's not critical.
If Brinkley says no,
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that over time we could do ourselves, too. So.
Another minor thing.
The seats. So I said, I've been telling Scott for a while, I don't think my seat warmer is working. I wasn't 100% sure.
The recliner seats,
The recliner seats. Mm-hmm. They have seat warmers. And Scott's like, mine's working just fine. So we had them check that. I found that both front seat heaters were unplugged. He plugged them back in and tested both. And neither one of them were working after he plugged them in. So he tested seats. They were not getting up above ambient temperature. Would need to order new seats and replace. And then, of course, we had the bearings repacked.
Yep, had the bearings redone.
So I didn't think that was too bad. It was $450 to repack the bearings. So
we could do it ourselves, but I wanted them to check those seals anyways, and I just figured, whatever, just have them knock it out.
And then they checked our VIN number for any recalls. There's no recalls on our VIN number. And they did a complimentary multi-point inspection. So they have submitted the work order to Brinkley. We're going to contact Brinkley ourselves too, and just hey,
give them a heads up.
Yeah, got the work order. Just what are we looking at for ETA? I already feel displaced. So we were talking today in the truck when we first got back to Colorado. We had a gap there because we were in California for a couple of weeks, but we first got back and I was spending time with the kids, and in my head I was thinking, man, I don't know, maybe 1 year is all I had. I don't know if I want to go back on the road. I'm really enjoying this, and maybe I want to get a house again. And that feeling settled down then after a couple weeks, and then the last 2 weeks I have so much missed being in our rig. And here's how bad it is. I miss hooking up the rig in the truck.
Right.
I miss unhooking the rig in the truck. I miss leveling. I miss all the little just daily maintenance things you have to do.
Do you miss dumping the black tank?
Well, I never dumped the black tank, so I watched you dump it.
I don't miss that.
I held down the honey wagon one time. No, I don't miss that part.
No.
But I'm ready to hit the road again. So we're in the process of Scott's looking for work camping jobs, starting in the fall.
Yep, got an interview tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep. But I just miss all of it. I miss driving down the road. I miss the anticipation of the next location.
Yep.
I miss the kids when we're on the road. But I know right now, this week, that this is the life we were meant to live.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get back to it.
That's for sure.
We'll be here until the beginning of October.
Yep.
And then we'll
turn around and do it again.
Yep. Hit some more miles, some more states.
Right.
See some more sights.
Oh, that's for sure. Can't wait. Can't wait. Super excited.
More Loves.
Right.
More Arby's. More Carl's Jr. All right.
Buc-ee's and Buc-ee's.
And Buc-ee's when we can find them. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us.
Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned, because our next video we're gonna go live.
I think we're gonna try to go live. So.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live event. I think it'll be our 1 year anniversary, our nomad anniversary.
Yep.
And answer your questions. Just talk about what the last year has been, the highs, the lows. What are our pain points?
Right.
What outweighs those pain points? The places we've been, the sights we've seen, the surprises that we've had, and how much we've learned in the past year.
Oof, right?
Because that's an hour right there at least.
That's a long video just by itself.
Yeah, because we've learned a lot. So thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks, guys.
Don't forget to like,
share, and subscribe.
Comment.
And comment, of course.
Yes. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.